Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Eduardo, and today I'm here to share with you some designs and mocks that I've been working um, on something that I think really will we can make GitLab a differential in the AI development, or rather development when with AI, agentic AI. So the idea is you should merge without IDE entirely on the GitLab platform. So this is a bit of an adaptation or on Shekar's dual inbox concept, which is having orchestrating agents through and organizing agents through a different UI that is not really the IDE. But I'm trying to translate this into the GitLab ecosystem. So let's start with the current setup. The current setup that we can have is like this. I have a an issue that I created a while ago with a lot of code, a lot of specs here, and then I can assign to a developer. To a developer will then create a session over here, and we'll do a lot of different things. We'll try to read, fetch files, create a plan, and then implement the plan. And then we'll create a merge request, right? So then it created this merge request right over here. Um, and now, like this, I will explain what is missing here. But now that I have this MR, I can't really have AI iterations on it. So I can't really come over and comment like, okay, I have this comment that is a repeat from the first bullet point, or I can't really comment on the code that was created and having the AI iterate over it. So this is already a limitation that I find. I can assign again, do a developer, and it will create a session. And but my experience is that then it doesn't commit to this one here. It commits to a new branch and it doesn't iterate over this one. So if I look here, it created a, a session for a new session, but in this case, it failed for some reason. I don't know why. So we already broke here the the process to get it fully merged without ID. I will have to uh, download this code to check out this code and work on it myself, and maybe with a local um, agent, but that is not really possible. So, for example, I could here start with fix this pipeline with Duo, but this could already be started automatically and things like this. So, this is the current situation. Some problems with it. The One of the largest one is that you cannot iterate once you are on the MR page. Another one is that once the developer has started the session, when once assigned, the developer or the Duo agent cannot ask clarifying questions. So it's a one-off. It just fires up. The second is that another one is that the session and the logs are in a different place, so they are kind of hidden somewhere. Um, and there's no way, for example, if I want to delegate three or four or five agents, there's no way to control where they are, like what is happening with each one of them. So I went to the drawing board, and here are some of my ideas for this. So first of all, the first step, the issue page, becomes how I write my requirements, which is there, which is what they are, what already is, but also where I already start the conversation with the agent. What do I mean by that? So this is the current approach. What I'm suggesting is right over here, in addition to into the regular conversation that we have an agent activity. And from here on, we can already ask Duo to do the work. So we have as the primary way of developing becoming delegation. So we're not talking about as a the agentic AI as something that helps users. We're talking about full delegation of tasks to the agents. So in this case, I have this banner that prompts the user to start to try to solve this issue with a full agent. Um, a user can, in addition to whatever description is, the user can add some instructions and uh, as well as choosing a specific agent. So suppose that I would want to use a software developer, I could even use a different one. Then, instead of opening something on the background, all of that session description is brought into the issue itself. So that becomes, instead of having the discussion over here, you have the timeline of whatever the agent is doing. I can also control what the agent's doing from here. If I see that they are going in a different path, I can already interrupt the agent or send an additional different message to them that will be taken account in the next run. So interrupting or continuing. But one of the biggest thing is that now agents can ask clarifying questions. They can tag the authors or whoever is the best one, and they can interrupt themselves and ask clarifying questions. So suppose that over here in the issue we didn't clarify some stuff, the agent can then have a stop, think, and ask whether that is the right path or not. So this is this would be a huge difference in our current flow. So this doesn't necessarily create a merge request. This can be only, for example, to improve the specs here or the issue description. Eventually, we might create an agent. So it might ask if we want to create a merge request or if we just want to update the agent. But suppose that then it creates the merge request. Now, suppose that I have 5 or 6 of these agents. We can use issue board for agent supervision. So I can look for all of the agenta agents that are assigned to all of the issues that are assigned to the developer, and I have a couple of like 6, 7, 8 issues here. So I can say that some of them are waiting to start because of resources, some of them are running, and then I would be able to already look at some results. But most importantly, I have the ones that are in review, but also which ones are need some clarification. So suppose that in this case it interrupted itself, so I don't need to keep track of every issue and keep going back. I can already look at this and see that they need some requests. And furthermore, I wouldn't even need to go back. So if I clicked on this, and for example, there will be a button over here, say to clarify this, I could just look at what is the clarification it needs right over in this screen. It could be that we could have the session and all of the list of things they're doing. I could have a stop button right here or all of the like some quality of life improvements to really make this a control cockpit for agentic development, for agentic engineering. And finally, the last step of this process is I created some code. How can I help the agent iterate over it before it gets merged? Um, so what what I thought over here. So here we have the agent created some requests, right? So first of all, agent activity would also be part of merge request because that's the history of how this was developed, right? So in addition to having this activity here, we would have the agent activity that carried over already from the issue into this. So the agent session itself spans from the issue until the code and until the merge request and later on. But something that I really wanted to see is being able to reassign, so being able to go and add my comments, and either assign to a developer or request changes on the MR or uh, any kind of action like that, already triggering the agentic, the dual developer, or that agent being assigned into retrying or adding some and getting feedback from what I had and implement these changes, adding comments, addressing comments, maybe even challenging my comments that I added as a human into this MR. And finally, even a stopping like a pipeline failure would also trigger the developer, the agent into trying to fix it. Sometimes it's just retrying, but sometimes it's something we can fix, coverage or a failing test. Um, so this is with this. Assume this all assumes we have an agent that is capable of implementing the changes and like addressing concerns and things. So assuming that, so I'm looking only here at the UX perspective. This is a change that spans a few different groups. So AI, of course, AI engineering takes care uh, of having the agent delivering this, but there are many places here that are within the manage group or within the code review. Um, Things that we need to be work together across the company. I do think this is very doable, even in the short term. But and I think this would be amazing to see. Imagine you're arriving at work before a meeting and you already spin up three or four agents working on different issues, on different bugs. And then you can work on improving the quality of the issues of another, and have that flow going on a while. Or even just working through technical debt. If I have a bunch of issues that are technical debt, I could simply trigger a bunch of agents working on this. As long as I have issues well written, which I could also use agents to write the issues itself, but then the work gets done in the background. I only need to check whether they are whether they need to review or if they need some clarification. I could have another one that it's failed here that I can take a look. But the issue board becomes the agent supervision control room, right? So that's what I had to share today. Um, just some mocks and some ideas that I had in mind. Thank you all for watching.